Cooley, co-founder of Columbia Southern University. I have over 30 years of business experience, and I'm excited to share with you strategies. I'm excited to talk to you about how I move forward in my life. Whether you're in your career, you want to be a leader, or you want to continue to move forward, this is a podcast for you. So welcome to the Chantell Cooley podcast. Hey everyone, I'm excited to be with you today. Wow, we have a great podcast. I really think you're going to get a lot out of this, and I think this will be something for you to re-listen to and maybe even share. I'm going to talk to you about my keys to my success. You know, everybody's got their stories, their success, and what helped them, but I have mine, and I want to share with you what my thought process was as far as starting out early. I was probably 23 years old, and I was leading a team for the first time. And so that was a bit scary. And here I am today. I'm 56 years old, and I can now look at the past and I can see things where, I didn't need to do that. Or if I'd have done this, I could have moved things forward. And I think that that's what coaches and mentors do. They save you from what they went through and say, hey, this isn't the best. So I really feel like this podcast is going to really give you some real encouragement. I am down to earth, and I'm going to just talk to you about what's helped me, some of my mindsets, some things that weren't good, and some things that really advance me and just keep me moving forward every day. We're going to have all kinds of guests, but today I'm going to be talking to you about keys to success. My success. And one of the first things that I want to talk to you about is the foundation of success. Now, you can go to columbiasouthern.edu, and there is a free course where I'm leading it, and I'm talking to you about keys to success. And you can get that course for free online, so you can check it out. Now, foundation for your success. I think you've got to have a foundation. Well, actually, I know you need a foundation. And I want to tell you what a foundation is. Having a foundation is like a statue. There's a foundation, and then the statue sits on top. If this foundation is full of cracks, then there is going to be a problem. And down the road, whether there's wind or heavy rain, tornado, or a hurricane, that statue may not hold up because it has cracks in the foundation. That's us. I've seen a lot of leaders make it to a high level in leadership, and I'm thinking, how did you make it this far? Because your people don't like you. You're not able to bring influence to others, and your communication skills are terrible. Well, there are so many cracks in their foundation. It's really not going to play out well. The higher they go, the more they're going to be exposed with those different cracks, and it's just not going to be good. There were so many times in my experience where I came across leaders that had so many cracks in their foundation. How did I know? Because I talked to people that were with them, worked with them, and it was exposed because you can tell when you are offering good influence and you're talking, you're connecting with people, it goes such a long way. But if you're unable to do that, then everything kind of shuts down. And that's really the problem. A lot of people get into their positions, and maybe it was because of one or two things that they did, which was great, but maybe it wasn't because of their experience over people. And I find that if you don't have the experience over people, but you have the knowledge for the task that you did, and now you were promoted because you did such a good job, so now you're going to be promoted, now you're over people, that changes everything. Where is that experience where you were able to connect with people, you learn to bring value to them because they're on your team? So a lot of that's just gone. You're now promoted and you have none of that training. I hope my podcast can give that training to you. Maybe you are that person. You're like, I've got to get this other piece of the foundation. I know my task. I'm really good at this. But when you add people to it, it changes everything. And that is so right. It changes everything. And really, that's kind of where I come in. That's my part where I want to help you be that well-rounded person where you can train people, you can lead a great team, and you also know your task. You know where you came from. These are valuable. I really don't think that you can move forward in your career if you don't understand this part. You know, most people, you're not going to, if you want to move forward in your career, you're probably at some point going to be a team leader, and then you're going to move forward to where you're a manager, director, maybe even a VP, maybe owning your own company as well. You're always going to be around people. You cannot escape. And one of the things I say is become an expert at people and communication. Read a lot, listen to podcasts. And so this podcast, this is the first episode. This is a lot of what you're going to hear. I'm going to give you this foundation where you're going to have ideas, and you may not like all the ideas. Maybe they don't fit your personality, and that's totally fine. But if you can grab one thing from what I say, then it won't be where you wasted your time. When I listen to podcasts, I'm always finding someone that just I connect with. I like how they talk. I really understand how they're coming across. I can take what they're saying and actually apply it to my personal life, apply it to my team. And all these things are what you look for while you're trying to find someone that can help you move forward. I always say, look, don't go to work with a cup half empty. There's always going to be someone there that's going to maybe need encouragement. And when you come to work, whether it's through Zoom or on the phone or in person, it may not be every day like it used to be, but there will be opportunities where you can change a life. And I always say, go in looking for divine appointments. I can remember walking into our business and I'd say, okay, God, please just give me someone that needs encouragement today, that needs to be helped to move forward in their life, to help me find the talent so I can zone in on them and give them encouragement. So all of this is part of learning and growing and developing yourself so you can help develop other people. We start off at maybe working for other people, and you may do that for the rest of your life. And that's what your career is all about. You may be also someone that develops themselves to their own career, their own, you're an entrepreneur. So now you're going to lead, yourself, and maybe, you'll have a lot of people under you. So I think this podcast can help you as well. So we've got two different groups of people here. For me, I worked for my family, and, I had a lot of great opportunities, but I did have to work for everything. I had to read a lot of books, had a lot of training, and we didn't really have a lot of money to go after training courses. I pretty much had to do a lot on my own and find anything I could on the internet. Of course, back then it was limited. There wasn't a whole lot. And I was looking for just anything I could to better my team, to bring value to them. I wanted my team to be a team that felt secure in my leadership. They saw me advancing and not being just stuck, but always advancing forward. And they could get behind that, and they could hear my vision, and I had good communication. Hey, I wasn't perfect, but they knew that if I messed up, I would be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, let's move forward on this, let's correct this, or they would know that I'm leading them to victory. And those are things that are all part of your foundation. Well, I want to talk about next, always learning. We have to always be learning. And I'll end with this. You've got to find mentors to open doors for you. That's huge. And remember what I talked about earlier is finding someone that you can connect with. That's so important. They have your language. You get it. They're down to earth. They're talking real. That's key here to moving forward. For me, I just needed somebody. I wanted to hear a woman that was in leadership talk, but I really didn't find a lot. I mostly found men. John Maxwell was a great mentor in my life. I really understood and I connected. I loved how he brought value to people. He connected with me. My goal was being part of the university is that people that worked there, we brought value to them. Oh, yes, we had great customer service on the outside, but it was also, how do you bring great customer service on the inside? Read books, of course, listen to podcasts. And the key here is learning to motivate yourself. We're really going to just talk a lot about that in the future. So hang out with me. This is really going to be fun. I cannot wait to just share a lot of my personal experiences, a lot of the ups and downs, and where I am today, how I keep moving myself forward. You know, I have ups and downs, and how do I come out of those? We all are going to fall. We're all going to have bad days. The key is, how do you come out of the bad days? How do you turn it around quickly, right? I love what my dad said, and I repeat it all the time. He just said, Chantell, look, you're going to fall down a lot. Okay. It's the way it is, but you're trying. It's how fast you jump back up. That's the key. So I hope I can lessen the amount of time that it takes you to jump back up. And, I think that's going to be the key. It's not about the end of the journey. I used to always be looking at the end of the journey, and really there is no end. It's about how you handle the middle part, the process of life. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how my faith in God moved me forward. I'm going to have guests talk about their experience, about how they had those days and moments and how they made it to their dreams and goals. Well, it has been a pleasure to be with you. I'm excited for future times with you. So stay connected, and I'll see you next time.
It